Aloha friends. Our movement snack today goes back to a 90-90 with a little bit more control. And I just want to show you what control you have behind it. So this is hard yoga blocks stacked on top of hard plates. This could be multiple blankets. This could be a combination of things that are squishy as well as things that are more supportive. The idea is that we're just trying to get the hips off the ground in a place where when we go up and lower back down again, we won't get hurt. So choose your own, this is kind of hard, but it does the job. But choose your surface wisely and just know that it's mainly for holding your weight and reducing the range of motion. So the movement we're going to be doing is from anywhere 6 to 2 inches off the ground, maybe higher, maybe lower. I'm using the strength and stability of my hips, this leg in external rotation, this leg in internal rotation, and bringing my weight forward so that I come into my legs a little bit more. I'm using that hip strength to push the hips forward, coming into extension, and then coming down, same. Now, these blocks serve another great function. Let's say I was getting ready to do it at a place where I hadn't been as low before. Maybe I have my yoga blocks for some good control, and maybe I use them either on the way up or on the way down. Usually we can control more on the way down, so maybe give yourself a little boost, and then fight your way down. If this feels easy, then we come to the ground with no assistance, and now I'm forced to really use those stabilizing the muscles of my hips, engaging hard against gravity, leaning forward a little bit. If in the beginning you get a little rock, I'll let you go on that one as long as you control it down nice and slow. And then eventually we get to a place where we lift up and we come back down with really good control. No thumps or bumps on the way. We want to be able to do that on both sides. The reason I'm doing this today, and the reason you can't see it, but I've got the beads of sweat already, is because this is what my hips needed today. So I'm here, leaning a little bit, engage, and on this side, my left side wants to do all the work. So on the way down, I'm going to try and make my right do a little bit more to earn its keep, because this side will do 90% of the work and I want it to do a little bit more than that. So play around with those, even in this seated position. If you're used to using the stabilization of your hands, even if you just fight into this, I sometimes do some little hip wiggles so they loosen up a little bit. If I cramp, I kind of roll out for a second and then come back into it. But there's a lot of value to this position. So I want you to not just know it, but be friends with it. Know what it does for you. Speaking of hips, squats. We're all trying to improve our squat. I'm trying to improve to get to a place of absolute rock bottom squat with neutral spine. And one of the ways I can help train my body to do that is start by training a heel elevated squat. So from here, same things apply, chest up, shoulders back, best posture. But now with my heels elevated, I personally can go a lot lower, sitting my hamstrings onto my calves and then drive back up again. So I get some good strength and flexibility work at the same time. If these 2 plates are too much, I could do it with just one. Squatting down, these could be books, these could be whatever works best for you. And then driving up. But we're only going to do sets of 5 today because I'd really like you to pause in that bottom of squat position. So using, let's call it 1 to 4 inches of heel elevation. If you got any Tim Ferriss books, you'll know how tall they are. So 1 to 4 inches of heel elevation. Trying to get hammies and calves to touch that little bit with a neutral spine, so not going into complete rounded squat. Just sets of 5 on those. Now, for our butts and guts, we are going to do a little bit of a burnout where we're going to start with 10 of the hydrants, or Fidos as I call them, on one side. So 1, 2, 9, 10, and then I switch. 1, 2, 3, and 9, 10, and then I go to 20 on the other side. So 1, 2, 19, 20, 1, 2, 19, 20, and then I go to 30 on this side, 30 on this side. And this is an absolute burnout. So you do however many sets as you can unbroken, which means once I finish my set of 10 left, I go into 10 right. 20 left, 20 right. 30, 30, 40, 40, 50, 50, whatever your number is, near continuous movement without getting sloppy. What sloppy looks like is a whole lot of extra movement in other limbs. So I don't want to get this leg to lift by shifting or launching my body to the side to get it to lift. I want this movement to be abs tight, strictly lifting up. So not a lot of twisting, not a lot of wrenching. I think it's going to be harder than you think it is when you first hear it, or you might know exactly how hard it is. And if you do, you're right. So have some fun with it. Get in a good mental challenge mindset before you start, and I hope you are having the best day possible. Thanks, Bryn.